most of our ideas stemmed from working in a dark warehouse.
I think most of my ideas stem from usually listening to an MP3 player, my phone, and headphones, and just doing something like, and that's when all this bullshit comes. I didn't even get anything out of that. I just went to put it down like I did.
I didn't even hear us. I was like,
there's nothing even in here.
man, he's really committed to the cell.
Yeah. I can't remember what I was going to do. Oh. I had no fucking idea. I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was. To start. Well, anywho. How was the show last night?
It was good.
Yeah.
So, I can't even say surprisingly good. Because I've always liked Gabriel Iglesias.
Right.
And
he's got like the high-pitched voice kind of.
Well, it's not so much a high pitch. He's actually good at. He's got other voices.
Yeah,
like he's got a pretty hot sounding Karen.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah, no.
Him and her both have titties.
Well, yes, and no.
Except he's cool. Karens aren't.
Yeah. Well, videos of Karens are fun.
And the best part is Gabriel wouldn't even be offended at what I just said because he said some shit last night.
So like good comedy where they're not like watered down.
No,
like,
no.
Comedy fucking sucks.
No. Like he won't go political. He won't talk about. He's like, I won't talk about political. I won't talk about like sports. So
he's like, well, not subject matter, but
storytelling.
In that aspect, like Dave Attell, where he's not political. He just talks about bullshit.
Yeah. Well, right. But he's telling stories. A lot of funny shit too. Like, and the best part is I didn't even see it coming. I don't want to rip off his whole bit, but he talks about how, like when a man is single, because he's single now, he actually, him and his wife split. She's happy. He's happy. They're both still cordial. They're both still good friends.
Right.
But, whatever. But he's talking about how when he's, when you're single, like, it's no longer a choice when it's been longer than a year. He's like, then you start thinking.
That's where the Bill Clinton thing, oh, you, come here.
No, that's when he says something along the lines of, that's when you start reflecting on yourself. Like, oh, well, maybe I'm fat, maybe I'm ugly, maybe I'm this. But he goes on a little bit. And he's like, but when you're with somebody, that's when the sharks come out. He's like, that's when the girls like, oh, he's so happy. He's earned it. He went through such a hard time. I bet I could change that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, no.
That's fucking true.
It gets better. It gets better. He's like, guys, you're like blood in the water. He goes on a little bit about how like they see it. Then all of a sudden they start like, nah. And then you find yourself in the back of that car in a position.
It's not even a go ahead.
He's like, you find yourself in the backseat of the car in a position you'd never thought you'd see yourself in. All of a sudden, the victim of a shark going, baby shark, do baby shark. Dude, the whole time I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna make a joke about a shark attack. Never saw it coming, never saw it going in that direction. Here's this fucking 300-pound, 6-foot-tall fat Puerto Rican on the stage, baby shark, do baby shark.
Jeez.
Dude, and he's all into it like his hips are thrusting. I was like, I can't. I fucking love that guy. Was awesome. It was a good show. Honestly, it was a great show.
How long was his set?
His set? Yeah. Okay. So his two opening acts, Alfred Robles, and G. Riley. They did a half hour.
I've heard of G. Riley.
Yeah, they did a half hour each.
That's
G. Riley. Bad. They were pretty good, actually. They were both pretty good.
I mean, time-wise, it's not bad.
Yeah, no. Alfred Robles, he made a joke about his mom getting DP'd by a bidet. That was definitely entertaining. Yeah. Folks at home, Google what is a DP.
You should.
Please. And then G. Riley's best joke involved, he was talking to about he made a handicap joke. He's like, people get offended. I don't understand why they're even called handicapped. They're not even that handy. He goes, and one guy at one show, he made that joke. And
they're handy capable.
A guy in a wheelchair rolls up and he goes, yeah, well, I may be handicapped, but at least I'm not black. He goes, yeah. He's like, no, I can't help being handicapped any more than you can help being black. He goes, yeah, well, guess what you can't do anymore? Cuts his brakes and pushes him down the aisleway. He goes, you can't stop now, can you, motherfucker? You can't. Good sets. All right. So that rolled to about 9 o'clock. About 9 o'clock, 9:15-ish. Gabriel's set was supposed to be an hour. About 10:15, about 10:10. He's like, he's still talking. He ends the little bit story joke he was doing. And he goes, and just so you know, the show's over. And like people are like, what? People are starting to stab. I'm just saying, I have to tell you. He goes, look, I'll even show you right fucking now. Grabs the clock from one of the stage lights, and he flips around. He goes, we are 9 minutes and 16 seconds over. My show ended. He's like, so I have fulfilled my contractual obligations. Contractual obligations. He's like, I have done what I was asked, what I agreed to. He's like, now we're just fucking here for fun. And he ends up getting a guy from the front row. His name was Monty. He's like, hey, can you open this for me? He pulls out a bottle of Patron tequila. That's the guy opening it. He said they're talking, starts playing. He's like, yeah, we're just sitting here. He's going on. He's like, oh, and I'm not even joking. He's like, yeah, there, not full. Filled the fucking red Solo cup and just starts fucking.
So he does his main show sober. And then it cuts loose at the end?
Yep.
That's probably smart.
He's like, this is the part where, oh my God, did you stay after the show? Fluffy fell. Or, do you believe what he's saying? He goes, I hope you all remember because I don't plan on it. Or something like that. And he's just throwing back. Dude, I kid you not. He poured for like a solid fucking 6-7 seconds into that Solo cup. It had to have been almost full.
That's time travel.
He's just going. Actually, he made a joke about time travel.
Did he?
Yeah, he really did.
It's fitting.
But then he probably kept it going. Like he was telling some more stories and busting some more jokes. And I think it was probably 11:15. So he probably did a solid 2 hours.
Cool.
Hell yeah. And
what was better, the bits he had ready to go, or his just casual?
I don't know.
Did he engage with the crowd a lot in the second hour?
Oh, from start to finish.
Start to finish.
Yeah.
Those are the best. The ones that actually like feed off the crowd and just kind of bounce back and forth.
Honestly, and he even did a little Q&A. He's like, I'll take some questions from the audience. Near the end, he's like, now I can't say. He's like, I'm starting to feel it.
That's the point when you speak up and say something about the show just to rip the show so you can get the video so we can put it.
I thought about it.
You should have.
I thought about it, but the way I worded it honestly, I really did.
Can you just tear us apart, please?
Honestly, I did. In my head, I'm like, man, I should really say something. I should really scream something about the crowd, like asking him to say something. What would I say though, like about the show? Like, maybe I'd name drop the show.
It doesn't even have to be that. I would have just said something.
No. I was like, in my head, I'm like, you know what I should do? Oh yeah, Papi, maybe you could talk about how people on podcasts. Like I have a podcast, maybe you could talk about people with podcasts. What do you think about that? Like, you ever done podcasts?
You should. Hey, you want to do a podcast?
Because somebody asked him, because he talked about being single. He goes during the Q part. He goes, somebody screams, so what dating app are you gonna go on? He goes, says something about his. Near the end, he made a joke. About it. He goes, enough of this. Then I'll get off Tinder, maybe on Tumblr, onto Grindr or something like that. He made a Grindr joke though, and I was like, it's fucking awesome. But yeah, no, start to finish, it was a good show. Really, genuinely good show. I can't even say I'm surprised because I've watched a lot of his stuff, like back from the late '90s. Because I think he started. He said it last night. He started like 1997, April of '97. He started comedy, and there was stuff that you can watch. You can find like dig up old YouTube videos of him way back.
Oh yeah.
So I've watched a lot of his stuff.
Oh. I didn't really watch a lot of him. I've seen a lot of clips, but didn't really focus a lot on him. Mostly because again, you watch stand-up, and it's way better in person than it is watching. I mean, you can get a good laugh watching it in like Netflix specials and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Something online, but in person, it's just like a whole different beast.
Yeah, but even watching the Netflix specials, like, you're laughing as you're not as much. The majority of your laughter on a Netflix special, you're based at the comic.
Yeah.
But then a small portion is of the audience. Because you hear some of those jokes they tell, and the audience is like, ooh, and you're like, ho, 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 ho. They didn't like that joke.
But I mean, just the energy of the crowd. Same thing as like a music. Like, you watch a concert on TV, but like being there is something completely different. It's like watching comedians live. It's something completely different.
Hold on, I gotta read something really quick. This is something that confuses me for some reason.
It's a phone. So he's going from Tinder to Grindr with enough Patron.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a Grindr segue, but I do have a Griner segue. Being Brittany Griner, who was found guilty of drug possession in Russia. And what's funny about her?
Brittany
Griner. She's a athlete. She.
yeah.
Was it WNBA?
Yes, she was the one that got left over there or something like that.
She's the one that was constantly cutting down the United States.
Yes.
How it's a horrible place. And then she goes over to Russia and gets busted for possession. And that's a big no-no over in Russia. So she's in prison. She just got convicted of 9.5 years over in Russia. And now she's like pining to come home. I'm like, wow, that couldn't happen to
you. You suck. I'm going to live with Dad. Oh shit! I'm glad. Can I come back? I love you.
That's pretty much what just happened there. That's pretty much what it was.
Oh my god!
But I guess the United States or Russia is open to working out a deal with the U.S. and a prisoner swap. I don't know whether that would happen or not. Yeah, I said the Kremlin says it's open to talking about a trade for U.S. basketball star Brittany Griner. It warned Washington against using the media in negotiations over a swap. But, this girl, or actually girl, or maybe girl, trans or something, it'd come out. There's pictures of her up on social media, I guess, with no shirt on, and she looks rather mannish, if you get my drift. But then she, I guess, says, well, I've always been flat-chested, but you look at her like, I don't know, you kind of do look boyish, but then you're...
Is she biologically a female?
I don't know. I don't think anyone really knows.
Drop your drawers. I want to see it.
Maybe.
I want to see it.
Maybe she is. I'm not sure.
If anything, I'll be able to affirm whether that turn off is true or not.
I mean...
That ever happened to you?
What?
Oh, I've been hearing from a lot of guys, it's a super major turnoff. You know, a woman will sit there and be like, oh, I'm so wet. I'm so wet.
You did this joke already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I want to know. I want to affirm if that's true or not now.
Go ahead.
Show me. Come on, Brittany. Flash a big dick on the screen.
I'm not going to...
Oh, God, no.
I'll put a picture of
a rooster. God damn it.
Look at that rooster. That's a big rooster. The head of that rooster stretching all the way up like that.
Anybody ever pull that joke on you?
What?
What's the how's it go?
I don't know.
Oh, what's the involuntary reaction called that a cat does when you pet near the base of their tail?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. What's the involuntary reaction cats do called when you pet them and they sometimes bite you?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, how many feet does a rooster have?
I don't know.
How many feet does a rooster have?
2, I suppose.
What's those things called that come out of the rooster's wings?
You just gave it away. Feathers.
Huh. Sure know a lot more about cock than you do pussy.
I sure do.
That's such a stupid joke.
But you know what? They both reproduce really quickly.
Scarily fast.
I think chickens reproduce faster.
Oh, yeah. No.
And I eat a lot more eggs out of a rooster and chicken than I do a cat.
It's a lot more protein that comes out of a rooster than it does
That's
a
true.
cat.
I, in fact, just had 7 of them this morning.
7. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I'll hard boil up a whole dozen eggs and eat them in one sitting. My ass stinks like fucking hell water, but the next day, but that's 12 shots of protein I just took from a rooster.
Here's to the protein shots.
I don't know the drink. Cheers.
Doop, doop. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So good. Well, who? Oh my God, so stupid. Here we are back into the Cold War. We'll fucking prisoner swap you.
Man, I don't know. This is really another cult. I get
leave him / her over there. Fuck it. If it was you or me,
doesn't like the U.S. So.
If it was you or me, do you think the U.S. would even be engaging right now?
No.
Fuck no.
We wouldn't even be known.
Exactly. You got some,
especially with like some of the shit we talk about. They'd be like, "Good riddance." You're questioning too much. Too many conspiracy theories coming out of that little pool right there.
Yeah. Very shallow pool, but it's still a pool.
Speaking of, the UN declares war on dangerous conspiracy theories. Quote, "The world is not secretly manipulated by global elite." Quote. So the United Nations... Go ahead.
Greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing humans he didn't exist. The mafia no longer exists.
I don't know about that.
No, they don't.
Okay.
See, it works.
That's true. One of us.
This time you said it.
The United Nations has declared war on conspiracy theories, describing the rise of conspiracy thinking as, quote, worrying and dangerous, end quote, and providing the public with a toolkit to debunk or pre-bunk and debunk anybody who dares to suggest that world governments are anything but completely honest, upstanding, and transparent.
So what's this kit say? Don't believe it. That's it.
The UN, pretty much probably. The UN also warns that George Soros, the Rothschilds, and the State of Israel must not be linked to any alleged conspiracies.
Wait, whoa.
Go ahead.
Say that one more time, please.
The UN also warns that George Soros, the Rothschilds, and the State of Israel must not be linked to any alleged conspiracies.
That's intentional. Okay, this is the biggest fucking fuck you reverse psychology fucking maneuver in the world.
All right, go ahead.
We are denounced. The world is not controlled. There's no conspiracy theories in the world. It's not real. And this place especially isn't responsible for anything you may believe. I'm writing a book about reverse psychology. You ever hear about? Did I ever tell you about that?
No.
Please don't buy it.
Okay.
It's that bullshit. Oh my fucking God, stupid.
Has the UNIS SCO has teamed up with Twitter, the European Commission, and the World Jewish Congress
Elon Musk
to launch the campaign dubbed #ThinkBeforeSharing. Stop the spread of conspiracy theories. The UN wants you to know that events are not secretly manipulated behind the scenes by powerful forces with negative intent. And if you encounter anybody who thinks the global elite are conspiring to consolidate power and dictate global events, you must take action. According to the UNESCO, if you are certain you have encountered a conspiracy theory on the internet, then you must react immediately. Post a relevant link to a fact-checking website in the comments.
I ain't got to do shit. You're not paying me to do it. Fuck off.
It says, never mind the fact that fact checkers are most likely untrained and unqualified hacks performing this is someone commenting, fact checks from the comfort of their bedroom in between posting far left political content and personal blogs and getting high.
Such a, oh my God, this is such a tell. If we were playing poker, I would go all in and fucking own the house. That is such a tell. That is, oh, they're getting a little too close. We got to actually start addressing this shit. They found out we were selling little kids to fucking political people, and we were fucking dancing with owls, burning effigies, and having sex in the woods.
Did I send that to you? The Alex Jones court thing?
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Talk about epic.
Oh, and I love the whole UFC reaction. Yeah. Oh!
I thought that was a good touch.
That was so perfect.
Yeah, the whole thing, for anyone, if you haven't seen it, if you're watching this and you haven't seen that, I don't know how that's possible, but the video clip of the prosecutor grilling Alex Jones, and he goes, is it true that, or you are on record of alleging that corporate elites and people in politics, or powerful elites, have how do you word it? Something along the lines of,
I'll just watch it.
Acted out and or conspired with child sex trafficking and grooming of children and women.
Got it.
And then he goes, "What do you mean?" Like, he goes, "What do you mean?" Like, he goes, "What do you mean?" Like Jeffrey Epstein, the Clintons.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Child trafficking and the grooming of children, right? What do you mean, like what Jeffrey Epstein did with the Clintons?
Yeah. I was like, well, he's not wrong.
And
there's also another thing they were trying to get him, something about his phone.
Oh,
they kept trying to grill him. It's like, you didn't give us your phone or something, or the phone that we requested. It's like, I gave you the phones. Like, there was 3 phones. They all were linked to the same number or something like that. The same text messages. He said, you said you never sent texts or something or other on this phone. It's like, I gave you the phone. It was like a circle thing going over. It's like, I don't, he goes, the prosecutor was like, did you in fact send this or whatever on the phone? It's like, I don't know. You have the phone.
Yeah. That's so
That was a weird thing because Alex Jones's that court case, it was a defamation trial.
Yeah.
So he couldn't defend himself in it, and he got the family of Sandy Hook. They got awarded like $45.5 million. So, but somehow it was worked out where Alex Jones only has to pay like 13.5 or 13 point something million of it, which is still a lot. But
yeah.
The whole the whole court case is weird watching it. Because it was definitely not like Rittenhouse, where you watch it and you're like, okay, now he gets to defend himself. This whole thing it felt like it was a witch hunt. Like, to put Alex Jones on trial, and he couldn't defend himself, and they're just going to throw everything they can at him.
I hope something sticks.
Yeah, especially because he's such a big name. He's got 20-plus years, and if Trump for sure runs again in 2024, they're not going to want any platform with a big name like that promoting for Trump. Like, they're not going to want that.
Yeah,
they're going to want to. I guess what was said after they gave him the $45 million as a fine, they said they wanted to destroy someone in the court. I think the prosecuting team, someone on the team said they wanted just to bring InfoWars completely down, which is his company. They just wanted to destroy it, which they can't. But they said that's what they wanted to do. I'm like, wow, okay. But yeah, that whole thing.
Way to reveal your true colors. We're not actually here to get the family justice or solitude or peace or resolution for defamation of character. We're just here to fuck his life up.
Right. But anyway, going back, the
fucking
UNESCO also provide evidence for anyone who encounters a real life conspiracy theorist in the flesh, like we're a fucking unicorn. According to the UN agency, you must not under any circumstance be lured into an argument with a conspiracy theorist. Quote, any argument may be taken as proof that they are part of the conspiracy and reinforce that belief. And the conspiracy theorist will probably argue hard to defend their beliefs. Instead, you must show empathy and avoid ridiculing them. And if you are a journalist, you must report them to the social media and contact your local or national press consul or press ombudsman.
So now we're going to have monitors that will sit there and tattle on you.
1984.
Yep.
It's like, wow.
Ministry of Truth.
That I just found out today, which goes right along with what I found out. Well, this is a few days ago. Leaked documents showing the FBI's definition of a militia violent extremist, and they have a bunch of symbols that they now are considering far right or right extremists, that if you have these, you will essentially be a domestic terrorist. One of them is the Betsy Ross Stars and Bars, the U.S. flag.
Oh, the Confederate flag?
No, the U.S. flag with the circle stars, the Betsy Ross, the original.
Oh.
That we had for like a year before.
Yeah. In the blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red, white, and blue. But it's the original.
So you can't even...
If you have the original Betsy Ross flag, that's what's labeled as...
You're considered a domestic terrorist.
It is. The document... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, leaked FBI documents provide to AmmoLand News and posted on lawyer Stephen Stimbali's Twitter account show the FBI considers most of the Second Amendment community to be possible MVEs, or militia violent extremists.
I'm gonna start.
Don't tread on me. That's another one. A lot of them have.
I'm gonna start a movement. Hashtag I plead the fifth. Fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
Wait till that becomes. Wait till we become labeled domestic terrorists for not speaking out. There you go. That's what we got to do. Really flip the script on them. I plead the fifth. But why don't we answer the question? Well, you won't answer my question, so why should I answer yours? I plead the fifth.
The anarcho-capitalist flag, which mixes the capitalist flag with the black flag of the anarchists.
Okay.
That's also on there. There's another one. There's where is it? If I can find it here. Maybe not. There's another one that's actually a license plate for... I don't know if it's one of the Virginias or it's one of the states down south. It's a license plate. It's their license plate, and that is on there. It's like, so the whole fucking like state is now.
Watch it be a left state too.
It's so stupid. No, I don't think it's so stupid though.
Oh.
The Alamo flag is also a sign of extreme, violent extremism. The flag features a cannon. The words "Come and take it." The phrase comes from the last stand of the 300 Spartans against the Persian armies. The FBI also considers the phrase "Molon Labe," the tagline from the bottom of every page of AmmoLand News, as a sign of extremism because it translates to "come and take it." It's also a slogan of the Greek army. Oh, the Gadsden flag, that one. And the Tree of Liberty are also, according to the FBI, other imageries also indicate extremism, including the iconic American symbols like Gadsden flag and Tree of Liberty. Both have been referenced by numerous books, TV shows, and movies throughout history. The Founding Fathers used both symbols as signs of resistance to British rule. Even more puzzling is that the inclusion of the Betsy Ross flag as a sign of possible extremism. The flag was one of the first American flags used after independence was declared from the British Crown. So that just... What's really fucking bizarre is that a lot of the symbols they're using here was American symbols. Like, straight to the core American symbols of what I thought America was freedom against tyranny and against oppression. And, like, here we are, isolationists for... Well, we're not really isolationists at all now, but initially, you know, you keep to your business, we'll keep to ours. Like, that's what America was. But now, if you fly all that bullshit, well, you're a right-wing extremist. A Second Amendment extremist, which fucking 99.9% of Second Amendment people are right-wing. Or at least center.
So you can't even... if you're not left, you're a domestic terrorist. Basically is what it's coming down to.
Pretty much.
You're a liberal? Nope. You're a domestic terrorist.
I heard...
You're a Green Party? Nope. You're a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
Centrist? Domestic terrorist. Right? Extreme domestic terrorist.
Yeah. You
don't claim a party? Well, guess what? Because you're not left.
You're an independent, huh? Yeah, well, you're probably in bed with a domestic terrorist. It's fucked. It's fucked. There's a whole bunch of other ones. There's tons of slogans as well. The warrior flag, the Greek warrior flag, you know, the one with the helmet, the Greek helmet that you see all over it, that one, that's also on there. Second Amendment flags. Like I said, the come and take it, or don't tread on me. I was like, oh man, does that mean Metallica from the Black Album? Does that mean they're domestic terrorists because they made basically an anthem?
Live and see your death.
Oh, jeez, right there. Yeah, liberty or death. Poor boy, Metallica, you're domestic terrorists. They'll be canceled. The left will get a hold of them and be like, liberty or death, canceled. That's a shame. Right after their Stranger Things push, too.
I know. Oh. So you're watching it, I noticed.
Yeah, I'm up to episodes. I've been watching it the last couple days.
It's a good show.
I got locked in back into Brawlhalla. I was like, I want to get this done. But, yeah, I think I got up to level 43 or something. I just went, I had a whole bunch of stuff that was like, oh, there's only like 3 more matches, or 2 more knockouts, or 10 more whatever. I'm like, oh, just do it. So I sat down this morning, like I said, and just knocked out a whole bunch of them. And it jumped me up like 10 whatever levels. Nice. Anyway, there's nothing to do.
Speaking of jumping around.
Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard.
You growling me?
I did. Tulsi Gabbard, the Democrat, brings up, she's like the one Democrat that really kind of pushes back against the Democrats. That's why she's not really a darling of the left. But she brought up that the FDA has put out a warning against using puberty blockers for children.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the Biden and Harris administration has been really pushing. It's like, let them do it. Let them do it. But the FDA is like, you're going to fuck them up. You know, you're going to fuck them up. Really, what do you think would happen with your oldest if you put him on puberty blockers?
Now, maybe he'd stop fucking growing, and I have a chance to be able to kick his ass instead of him kick mine. That would fuck him up, dude. He's 14.
It would, like, mental development, like, obviously physical development. There's so many implications, chemical levels in the brain, obviously, but just throughout the body, everything would be out of whack. And this has been said right from day one when they started saying, oh, puberty blockers. My son wants to be a girl at the age of 8 or 7 or whatever. So we're going to... That's a whole other thing. But they're like, oh, my son wants to be a girl at the age of 8, 9, 7, whatever. So they start throwing puberty blockers at him. I'm like, man, you're going to fuck that kid up. What doesn't matter what he wants to be, whatever he ends up being, he's gonna be not gonna be good for life after. What's that one guy in Matt Walsh's documentary, What Is a Woman? Mm-hmm. They had that one guy on there that took puberty blockers at a younger age. I don't know if he was really young, like in single digits, but it was a younger age, and he's on there being like, bad fucking idea. I mean, completely different phrase, but bad idea. He's telling him, and he's in tears talking about it. He said, you can't do this to your kids. Like, from first-hand experience. I guess he had a whole bunch of medical problems now, and he looks like he's maybe in his late 30s, maybe 40s, something like that. But he said, like, you can't do this to your kids. This is not healthy.
I dread, but I want to see people answer for it. I dread the day when all of this shit comes around full circle.
There's a bunch
we
of
have
shit.
to. They are made to face the repercussions of their actions, because when they sit there and say, "Oh, puberty blockers,"
and that's when how do you not face the consequences for that?
Full circle comes around. They've caused so much fucking damage. Who's going to be made to answer for it?
Seriously,
because what's going to happen?
I
want to see their faces. You pushed for this. We gave you what you wanted. Well, you should be held responsible. You should have told me no. We did, and we got called extremist and fucking thrown in jail or fined or had our kids taken away.
Or just at the very least taken out of practice or just ostracized. Don't go to this guy.
I mean, there are medical professionals who have lost their livelihoods for saying this is not a good idea.
That's just going on COVID as well. Like, there's a lot of, like, fucking Biden got COVID again. I think that was more of his test was a faulty test when he tested negative after he tested positive and he retested positive. But everyone's just running with the stories like, he got fucking COVID again. But he's, like, double boosted. Everything, Fauci's fucking boosted. Like, with all this shit. And now, there was a paper that came out of Israel. Something about again, what this... a lot of people were screaming about a year ago when these vaccines came out, specifically the mRNA one, the one where that actually attaches to a protein. There's something that came out of Israel, evidently, that directly links the changing of DNA in the people that received the mRNA, the Moderna vaccine, which is the mRNA vaccine. And they're advising not to take it. Haven't heard anything on that other than just creaks and the internet where that kind of like spits through in my. I'm like, really? So, and again, this is Peter McCullough, who was on Joe Rogan back in November, I think it was. It was like a 3-hour interview, which was like stunning. I was like, wow, the shit he was talking about. And then also, what's the other fucking doctor that was on there like a month or a week after that? I don't know. But specifically, Peter McCullough was talking about the mRNA vaccine and how it's just terrible idea. How, one, it doesn't truly work the way they were talking about it back this last fall.
Yeah.
But now that paper comes out, and, well, now it's really just sitting back and like, okay, let's see, like, are we going to hear anything about this? There was also now... conspiracy theory.
I was just about to say
that.
Careful now, conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, that the people that got the vaccine are now linked to quickly or easily contracting monkeypox. And the U.S. is in a state of emergency. That I think was last week. I don't think we actually covered it. I know New York was. And we did mention that.
Yeah.
But the state of emergency, the United States is in a state of emergency now. Or
thinning the herd. Thinning the herd.
So
take this vaccine so you don't get this sickness. Okay, drop the real shit on now that it'll kill them all.
It's still not the dangerous one. It's the one where the homosexual community are having sex with each other in massive amounts. Those raves and shit they go to.
Oh.
But you can't say that. You can't say that because then you're discriminating against the homosexual community. But even though primarily it's like 90% that are getting it is from that specific demographic, the ones that go to these like big sex parties and shit and have a bunch of this gay sex, and then they're contracting it. Like, how come when you say shit that's factually accurate? And you're like, oh, look, what's happening here. Then people are like, you're a fucking bigot. You're prejudiced. No, I'm just, look.
I wonder what that's like, these big orgy gangbangs.
Why don't, for science, you go find out.
I'm wondering, like, is it a lot like a Comic-Con where you walk booth to booth? Ooh, check it out. That dude's doing a 69. Ooh, that dude's in his butt. Ooh, cosplay.
There's a hole in that wall. Oh.
I mean, in all honesty.
Speaking of Comic-Con, it's coming back in November.
Yeah. Gotta go.
I am. This time I remember.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm planning for it.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's really nothing to going back to puberty blockers.
Gay orgies to Comic-Con. That's the title of this video.
Well, that was like Tulsi Gabbard to Comic-Con through gay orgies. Figure that one out.
Gay orgies at Comic-Con?
With Tulsi Gabbard.
With Tulsi Gabbard.
That'll be the title of this one.
There you go.
People are going to be like, what? What is this? This video will be like taken down real quick. Poor Tulsi would be like, what?
What did I do? Nothing, sweetheart. You're good.
Yeah, but the administration is openly supporting it. I don't know who would answer for it. And that's how I got into COVID. Like, I don't know who would answer for COVID. One, COVID's pretty much protected, or the vaccines for it anyway. That's pretty much protected because no one, like we said before, no one forced anyone to get it. And they just pulled a lot of strings or put pressure on you all around you so you would get it.
Yep.
So you were sort of forced, but you could still say no.
More coerced than anything.
Yeah. It's like, well, you won't have a job or whatever they're going to put against you. But they didn't force you to get it. It's the central air.
Sounds a lot like my fucking truck seat. No, if I sit parked long enough and I'm not in the truck, my air in my seat will lower. So I start the
air
truck.
ride? Yeah.
I start the truck, sit down, all of a sudden, and my seat goes up. Then it goes back down. Then it adjusts to that perfect height and stops. Because it's a smart seat.
Canada is now setting up to euthanize the homeless.
Yeah, I saw that one and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, Google, I got this.
I don't know.
Is Canada really going to euthanize the homeless?
They have the assisted suicide law, apparently. That's
Okay, Google.
May this last year.
Is Canada really going to kill homeless people?
I can search the web for that. Just tap the search chip below.
So,
When you ask a question, I use your
well, are Canadians being driven to assisted suicide by poverty or healthcare crisis? After pleading unsuccessfully for affordable housing to help ease her chronic health condition, a Canadian woman ended her life in February under the country's assisted suicide laws. Another woman suffering from the same condition and also living on disability payments has nearly reached final approval to end her life. The two high-profile cases have prompted disbelief and outrage and shone a light on Canada's right to die laws, which critics argue are being misused to punish the poor and infirm. In late April, the Spectre ran a story. In late April, the Spectre ran a story with a provocative headline: "Why is Canada euthanizing the poor?" That'll catch some eyes. But medical and legal experts...
I'm curious.
Yeah, but medical and legal experts caution that oversimplified media coverage of the cases failed to capture the realities of the system. Do you think there's any explanation there?
No.
I can't pay my bills. Please kill me. Like, is there any way to soften that and be like, well, actually, it's not a medical condition? And even that is controversial. Like, a medical condition... euthanasia, you just can't do that. Like
all right, hold on a second. Let's be very clear.
All right.
The system, no matter what country you're in, is flawed.
Of course it is. People are flawed.
So when you've got, that doesn't mean everybody who's homeless is choosing to be homeless, and everybody that becomes successful did it on their own, or did it with help, or whatever you want to think. To sit there and say, well, the system's broke, it doesn't work, that's not 100% accurate. There is some success. I had to change that statement like 3 times. There is some success within the system.
There's a lot of success, but it's not perfect, no.
Exactly, and that's where...
But this is in the United States. We're talking Canada now.
I'm talking any country.
Well...
Any country, for that matter.
Man,
some systems are more extreme than others. Some systems are very, well, here's a piece of bread. That's the best we can do.
Say the least. Yeah.
You know, but to sit there and blame the system for everything or blame the person for everything is wrong.
They're not even blaming it. I think it's more the person blaming themselves that they can't get ahead. And they're like, fuck it, kill me. It's like when we're playing Brawlhalla and like it's 2v1. I'm like, I'm done, and I just kill myself. That's basically what's going on.
I got the idea from you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Great, I got the idea from Brawlhalla. Fuck you.
Blame Brawlhalla. Love you, Brawlhalla.
In February, a 51-year-old
Brawlhalla.
A 51-year-old Ontario woman known as Sophia was granted physician-assisted death after her chronic condition became intolerable in her.
Medical, okay.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, homeless people don't have the best.
The government.
Healthcare.
This is her. The government sees me as an expendable trash, a complainer, useless, and a pain in the ass. She said in a video obtained by the network. For 2 years, she and friends had pleaded without success for better living conditions. She said. Now a second case has emerged with several parallels. Find suitable housing and struggling to survive on disability payments. Both were diagnosed with multiple chemical sensitivity, MCR, and a condition in which common chemicals such as those in cigarette smoke and laundry detergents can trigger nausea, blinding headaches, and in extreme cases, anaphylactic shock. Both had also argued that specialized housing with airflow is more controlled would ease their debilitating symptoms. Unable to work, they each received just over $1,100 a month, placing them well below the poverty line in Canada's most populous and expensive province. So because of medical conditions, they couldn't afford anything, and they just got sick of it. What do you do there? Here we are making big decisions for countries.
I mean, when it comes down to it.
Let's boil this way even back further. Are you for euthanasia? I am.
If you had a gun to my head right now, I'd have to say I am.
With parameters, though.
But that's why I can't say yes or no. I'd have to say yes to everything with parameters, without parameters. Because if you say yes to one thing, you can't say no to another.
It would have to be with parameters, much like abortion. It would have to be with parameters. You can't. I don't think you can go out and be like, I can't get a good job. I'm fucking done with this. Just kill me. Like, no.
But in the same breath, I feel the same way about abortions. I might not agree with a person's decision to use it as a form of birth control,
right?
But you have that right. In my eyes, you have that right. I may not agree with a person's reason to end their life, but if that's what you so choose, I can't stop you. Here you go.
You know what's funny is people are against the death penalty. The same group of people that are primarily against the death penalty are for abortions. Like, that doesn't fucking make any sense to me. Like, you want to keep the criminals alive, but you don't want to kill off any. Like, please, will you say, fucking, like, just one level?
But that's just it. You can't be down one side without. You gotta be down the middle all the way, unfortunately. And that's where people like us should run this fucking country.
I don't know, man.
We can seriously take the whole opinion matter out of it. Look, this is my opinion, but 99.999% or 99.999% of the populace says this is what they want. My opinion says otherwise, but guess what? It's my job as a duly elected official to give the people what they want. Here you go.
Going with the euthanasia, there was also...
I got an idea.
What? Enlighten me.
A giant monkeypox gay orgy euthanization event. You
sound like Hitler.
You screw him, we kill him. It's not... Oh, dude, there's something in the air right here. Hold on. Oh, there's something in the air. Got it. That was a bad gesture. I shouldn't have done that. We're getting banned.
Oh, jeez. No, that was it was a floaty.
You saw it.
It was one of your eye floaties. I didn't see it.
All right.
There's a new death penalty.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see
I think that's a joke.
It's
That cannot be real.
That can't be.
It humanely rips the head, renders the head from the body.
But you say they won't feel a thing because there's local put on the metal thing. What? Fuck? No. It's great. It's if you haven't seen it, it's they're comfortable. They're made comfortable by listening to white noise, and then when they're strapped in the seat, this thing like the claw machine that you see at the grocery stores and stuff comes down
to play
and grabs a hold of their head, twists and pulls off like a fucking dandelion, and that's supposed to be humane. How the fuck is that humane? I don't understand.
Pitter patter down the ladder.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get how that is humane. I just don't see it.
It's humane for pedophiles, pedos. I think it's a good way for them to die. Come at me, Maps. I fucking dare you. Oh, he said.
So far,
he said hurtful things towards our movement.
They're not protected yet. I think they have. It's like the one group that always wants to be, hey guys, I didn't know you guys were gonna be here. It's like that friend and that whole group, and like, fuck, here he comes. Well, Dane Cook, he had that thing. Fucking Brian's coming. Fucking Brian's coming. He's the
one who started caring.
The maps are the Bryans. Fucking Brian's coming. So he goes, oh, hey guys, aren't we trying to fight for our freedoms? Like, fuck off, guy. Get out of here.
Well, I just want to be free to express myself. Express and expose are two different things, you fucking sicko. Go away.
We can put him in that little chair with the white noise and, like, you can express yourself while we express your head.
Express yourself. Express everything from inside of your body out of your neck after you rip your head off.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the head and then fuck the brain hole.
Oh my God.
Deadpool. That's a visual I didn't want. I haven't watched that movie in a while.
See, the Canadians are looking to hold a convention, or Canadians, fuck. Democrats are looking, I'm reading the one above it, and Democrats are possibly going to have a convention of states. Or, let me rephrase that. Democrats are looking to get rid of the electoral vote and have only a popular vote, which would go against Article 5, I believe, of the Constitution. I'll just double check that. Or no, go against the Constitution. But what I guess that could bring up is a convention of states, which is Article 5 of the Constitution, which states that if enough states come together, which I think are 26, I think it's the halfway point. It's either 34 or 26, one or the other. They can amend the Constitution. And that could be good. And they come up with ideas to amend it. They wouldn't amend the Constitution. That would pretty much, they would gather and then put forward suggestions of what they could do. I know one thing, if they end up doing a convention of states, one that pretty much across the board, and I think is a great idea that they would do, is the one bill or the one issue bill. You know how when they drop bills, we talk about it all the time, oh, this bill didn't get passed because it was for, what was the last one that the Democrats struck down? It was a bill that would have been stricter laws against MAPS, people like or people that had committed rape and stuff. Remember we talked about it a few weeks ago? The Democrats like, nope. And I was like, how the fuck? Because of something in the bill that was an abortion thing that Republicans put in there. They do that constantly with all sorts of bills on both sides.
Everybody tries to sneak
oh,
things
we
in.
have this thing, and then we'll sneak that in too. Well, one thing across the board, I think everyone is agree with, is if you're going to come out with an issue and you come out with a bill to solve the issue, it has to stick to that issue. There can't be anything else in the bill. It's like, oh, we're going to try and slip this shit in there and that shit in there. Because then that way, shit might get done.
I could see that. That's good.
So a convention of states to possibly do that might be good. If the left got rid of, or Democrats got rid of the electoral vote, I think what a lot of people don't realize, or maybe they do, is that would pretty much eliminate small flyover states. Like small states, minority groups that try to elect their officials for their primaries, their GOP primaries, that would be gone. There would no longer be, you'd have Wisconsin or Montana would just be like, we don't need you. It doesn't matter. That would completely eliminate their vote.
Yeah.
So then everyone's like, oh, my vote doesn't matter. Well, the electoral system, your vote does matter. Now, if you just go for a strict popular vote, well, then your vote might not matter. And the problem with also a popular vote is with electoral system, you have more power to, if there is a problem with the administration, not to mention any names, you can get that administration out of office easier. Now, if there's a strict popular vote and you have one side, like the left, that's just constantly, let's say they have more votes, it's like 51-49, you can't get them out now.
Yeah.
It's basically become a tyrannical government. There's no way to get them out. There's no swing states anymore. Oh, we're voting more here and more there. It doesn't work that way anymore. That is a dangerous thing. You want to amend the Constitution to have just one bill or one issue per bill or whatever. Great idea. But the whole electoral college, getting rid of that.
But here they are doing the same
idea.
thing. They're trying. That's just it. Oh my God.
There's a whole bunch of states that have already signed.
Here, look, one bill, one issue. Also, let's fix this.
Yeah.
Get rid of the electoral. They're doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah. But
oh my God.
there's already like 20 some states, I guess, like 23 or 20 states, something like that, that already said, yeah, we're up for basically changing the electoral system into essentially a popular vote. New York being one of them. Surprise, surprise. Well, actually, New York City. We'll clarify that. New York City being one of them. So.
Fucking New York City.
No, but
Just become your own fucking state already.
I don't know if that. Well, with the electoral system, I don't know how good that would. I mean, they would be, blue state, obviously.
DC's already become its own district. So how am I fucking
It's
making
already
this?
been. It's been its own district forever.
Make fucking New York City its own district. Bullshit.
Why don't we trade with Russia, like, or whatever? Actually, we'll do that. Like a swap. We'll give. What do we want? Canada. We'll give Canada New York City, and we'll take Puerto Rico. I'd be more than happy to take Puerto Rico. That'll be the new state, the 50th state.
Yeah.
And New York City can go, and it's like, listen, you just have an underground tunnel, because Elon Musk has done that. Down south, he's got that huge tunnel between, was it somewhere in California and Las Vegas or some shit like that? This huge fucking tunnel. We can do the same thing here. And people in New York City can travel on up to Canada and do whatever crazy fucking Marxist bullshit they want to do. And we'll take Puerto Rico.
And move them out to New York.
Yeah, we'll do that too. Actually, yeah, let's do that. We'll just listen, Canada. It'd be like us in Alaska and Hawaii. Like, you can have that way down there, and we'll just move Puerto Rico way up here. I think that's a good idea.
I agree.
You know what's funny is the left wants to constantly fucking try to conquer these major prejudices and everything. As a whole, I shouldn't even say the left. You know how everyone's like, we should get rid of racism, we should get rid of this and get rid of that, and which, great idea. Like, there's no argument there. Here's the problem, though. And they want to do that, but how often, and this happens across the board, do you drive by, like, a crack house or, oh, the people on that street, they're all run-down houses, and you ridicule them in your head, and just... So, well, I'm not racist. Yeah, but you fucking judge a lot of people.
There's a difference between prejudice and racist. There's a difference between being prejudiced towards somebody and racist towards somebody. When you're driving through the ghetto and you see the crack houses, fucking click. That's more or less being prejudiced because you don't feel comfortable around that kind of people. Those people outside of that environment, you're fine with. But in that environment, you're not comfortable. Racism doesn't matter whether you're in the ghetto, you're in the suburbs, you're in the rectory at a Catholic church.
That's probably where I feel most.
That's where I feel the most.
Let's put ourselves in scenarios
pressure
here.
from God.
Let's put ourselves in scenarios. That's not God. That's a cult. And Catholic Church is a fucking cult.
No, you didn't get it, did you?
Yes, I got it. But I'm just saying the Catholic. That's where my stance on Catholicism.
Yeah, speaking of that, you hear about that?
Cult than anything.
The settlement, like $4 billion.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Settlement for what?
The Catholic Church had to pay out like $4 billion to victims of
Rape? Molestation?
extreme Catholicism, we'll call it.
So what? Each victim got $1?
I don't fucking know.
Like,
No, it was.
that's it's really not a lot, you know.
No.
Kind of bullshit, you know. If they're all right, we'll give you $1. Jeez, you can buy a newspaper and read about how we fucked you over, literally and figuratively. No, I didn't hear anything about that.
Hold on.
No, I don't see anything right off the bat, anyway. Oh, another shooting. Surprise, surprise.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Getting less.
Decades of sexual abuse by Catholic priests is turning into decades of successful claims against the church. After trying to cover up these crimes and abuses, the church has paid over $4 billion in settlements. It appears. It appears as though there are billions more to come. How much?
Wait, money or?
I see what you did there, but continuing on. Has anybody had their clergy abuse settlement taxed? The good news is that money recovered by clergy abuse survivors is treated the same as
Send you a
any
1099.
According to the Internal Revenue Service, personal injury settlements and jury awards are not subject to income tax. Okay.
So how would you? I don't even know how that would be claimed then. I don't know.
Ay.
Did you see Activision had a walkout? This is a couple weeks ago. This is like a hard segue, but Activision had some huge walkout, like 100 people, I guess, over the Roe v. Wade thing. A whole bunch of people walked out in Activision. No,
No.
I don't think that's really going to affect anything because who gives a shit about Activision?
Dude, they're very prominent. And they're
Yes,
a very
I know they
prominent
are.
video game company.
Oh no, that's Blizzard. That's a whole different company. They're the ones that. What branch do they do in Call of Duty?
Activision and Infinity Ward.
Yeah.
And
Treyarch.
Treyarch.
Yeah. There's 3 different companies, right?
Well, Infinity Ward and Activision are kind of
Sister company?
sister companies that, because they did.
Or one company's the one that just has money go through it, so they just fucking use it as an LLC.
I think I'm gonna get fucking torn up by the gamer community here.
Just
but
because.
I'm pretty sure Modern Warfare was Activision.
All right.
Black Ops was Treyarch. Modern Warfare 2 was Infinity Ward. Black Ops 2 was Treyarch.
Treyarch, I do remember that.
Modern Warfare 3 was Infinity Ward Activision.
Okay. Is that they merged or something?
Maybe.
That's what it sounds like.
Every Black Ops has always been Treyarch.
Yeah.
The Modern Warfares, the other Call of Duties, they've had
because
other companies.
Treyarch, they've come out with zombies and everything. I do
Yeah,
specifically
Treyarch,
remember-
they nailed it though.
Yeah, the original ones. Now it's hard to play.
Well, you can play the original modes too. With
You can. It's just hard to play. We played so much of it before. It's just hard to play now. Like, now it's like Warhawk. I want to play it, and I've jumped on. The servers are down now, but when they were still up, I did jump on the servers, and like no one was there. It was sad. It was like me and one other person, and I just like stood there in like one of the hilltops of Ucadia, I think it was, and I was like looking around, like,
what's your name? Tony. What's your name? Ezekiel.
"Fuck you, Ezekiel."
Fuck you, Tony. Fuck you, Ezekiel.
Hey, you know what that is?
No, you know what I did?
Fireplace?
You know what I did last night? Don't you bring my mother. You know what I did last night? You bring up see that fire right there? Yeah, I made that fire. Oh,
Well, fuck your mom next to it.
you motherfucker. I like how. Have you ever watched the full video
Maybe it's
where the guy gets sniped in the head?
Yes, I did. I did see it. Yeah.
He goes.
I
down
didn't
his
see
shit.
that. I've seen that clip before. Then I watched the full video. I'm like, wow, I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. He runs into the woods. He goes, "Oh, where'd you fucking go?" And takes off his shoes. So good. Oh, so good. Oh, I forgot to bring the paperwork. God damn it. And the jump box. God damn it.
That's all right.
You guys busy tomorrow?
Not that I know of, no.
If you guys are going to be here first thing in the morning, I'll run it over.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, I'll be here first thing in the
Thank you.
morning. If I do anything, it's probably just going to go swimming with daughter again.
But yeah.
Stay safe in the heat.
Yes. Stay hydrated. Plenty of salt water.
Salt water.